and then one more time in Season 11 when he beat fellow champ Cody Cepeda, and most likely ended their friendship after such a heinous betrayal of trust that only a switch frontside shove late flip can inflict. Hello, and thank you for joining another episode of DumbData, where we break down the numbers so you don't have to. In this breakdown, we'll take a look at the 10 hardest tricks at Battle at the Berrics. Using data from Seasons 1 through the last battle of Season 12, there are 300 unique tricks that have been attempted in a match. If we want to know the least successful tricks, aka the hardest tricks, out of these 300, the total attempts need to be broken down and categorized by makes, misses, and redos. From there, we need to take the total successful attempts for each trick and divide them by the total number of overall attempts. Right away, it's obvious we need to set some parameters, because first of all, there are 23 tricks that have only been attempted one time ever, and they were misses. Some of these one and done 0% tricks would have been fun to see go down in a battle, like Aramis Hudson's unique approach at a late cab flip. Late cab flips aren't as elusive as you might think, with Johnny Geiger and Chris Chan taking care of this trick on YouTube, along with some others. For the most part, these are all tricks that would find themselves on the 9th circle of gifted haters' illegal tier list.
If you do dragon flips or flower flips, you deserve electric nipple clamps. That is a new tier that I have created.
We've got a switch triple kickflip attempt from Billy Marks, and yes, this was after he landed a switch double flip that PJ Ladd also rolled away from in the debut Battle at the Berrics season 3rd place battle. We've got Christian Vanilla going for a backside 360 body varial, which led to him losing to Shane O'Neill. And after checking out some of Christian's other flat ground clips, this dude could probably win the whole thing if he ever came back. We've got Mike Piwawar's two-hand touch fakie double heel flip that Dane Berman immediately shunned from even getting the chance for a redo.
Surprise. Get that cone out of my face!
We've got the fakie nightmare flip, aka fakie varial double kickflip that Seva tried to summon from the deepest parts of hell, diving deeper. If we want to see a relatively more substantial top 10 list of the hardest tricks, let's set a rule that requires more than one attempt was made. After doing that, we still see there are 4 tricks that have a 0% success rate, and at first glance, the demonic nature is less potent than the previous cursed list. Back in Season 3, Mike Moe tried a backside impossible 2 times in his first round match against Peter Raimondetta and came close each time but couldn't roll away. The switch blizzard flip, aka switch backside 360 kickflip, has been landed 0 times but attempted twice. First by Mike Moe in Season 7, Round 2 death blow attempt against Nyjah Houston, Texas. The second switch back 3 kickflip attempt was made by Sean Malto in his epic battle against Donovan Strain, which was also that match's first death blow attempt. In a single match, Robert Neal attempted 3 switch frontside double heel flips, and one of them almost kept it out of the 0% club with a redo, but alas, Robert's second attempt proved to be futile, and to this day the switch frontside double heel flip has yet to be landed at Battle at the Berrics. The 4th 0% trick with more than one attempt is easily the most debaucherous of the group, and it appears to come from an obsession Shane O'Neill had in the Season 10 finals. Appearing once in Season 7 Round 2, Shane tried a nollie backside big spin late flip against rookie star Cody Cepeda, in what could arguably be considered one of the better matches to go down in Battle at the Berrics history. That miss would cost Shane the match, and he resurrected an attempt at the nollie backside big spin late flip thrice in the 10th season's finals match against Seva Krutkov, and the third miss provoked a stressful reaction from the crowd along with a laugh from the father of flat ground himself. Depending on how you look at this, those 4 tricks could technically be considered the hardest tricks in Battle at the Berrics, if not 100% unattainable since they've never been landed. But a trick that's never been landed could also be argued as being unachievable, whereas a hard trick has at least some record of success, albeit a lower rate of success. Top 10. Taking the plunge from the easiest tricks at Battle at the Berrics down to the more dubious, there's 94 tricks with a sub 50% success rate overall. As we refine the list with the aforementioned parameters of needing more than one unsuccessful attempt, and at least one instance of the trick being landed, the top 10 would need to be extended to 16 due to an 11-way tie for the first cutoff. 11 tricks are tied at having a success rate of 25%, and all but one of them leave me feeling like I need to take a shower and brush my teeth after seeing such filth and unholiness. Also, all but one of these 11 tricks have only been landed one time. 2 of the 25%ers have only been missed twice, landed once, and have had one redo. As if a dirty old Casper flip wasn't criminal enough, Barcelona native Christian Vanilla got the tip of his big toenail on the board and the rest of his foot flat on the floor of a Casper late flip attempt in his one and only Battle at the Berrics match against Shane O'Neill in Season 7, but missed the redo that was mercifully granted. Returning to his sinful ways, Christian landed the Casper late flip later in the battle and gave Shane letter A. The second 25% trick with one redo doesn't do much to keep me from feeling empty inside, and it first reared its ugly head back in Battle at the Berrics 3 Round 1, when Joey Brzezinski tried to make flat ground history by becoming the most illegal skater in a single battle. You see, his first round battle in Season 3 against Chris Cole opened up with 3 abhorrent displays of skateboarding, including body varials and pressure variations before he missed a nollie heel flip body varial. Later in the battle, Joey landed the nollie heel flip body varial to give Chris letter K, and figured he'd attempt to rally that devilish spawn's cousin, the fakey heel flip body varial. Thankfully, this cursed trick would lie dormant for years, until Aramis Hudson conjured the fakey heel flip body varial back to life in Season 9 against Mickey Papa. Confusing the board for his hips, Mickey Papa's attempt on defense was a straight-up fakey varial heel, but Kelvin Hoffler gave him another chance, which ended in a miss. 8 of the tricks with a 25% success rate all share the same 3 misses to 1 make ratio, and they're all horrific. The one and only successfully landed fakey late pressure flip gave Mike Moe a win against Shane O'Neill in the Season 5 finals. Mike Moe's second attempt in that season's championship would result in a miss, subsequently leading to PJ Ladd's epic frontside cab heel flip and first title. Eric Costin's responsible for giving birth to the wretched fakey late shove in Season 7, where he missed the first attempt in his finals battle and ultimate loss to Luan Oliveira. Similar to Mike Moe's wicked winning ways, Costin won the third place battle against Seva with this monstrosity known as the fakey late shove. Season 12's controversial Sean Davis pissed off a lot of internet users with his pressure underflip, aka pop shove it, aka half pressure flip, half underflip. Sean Davis would end up winning this battle, but because of the massive wave of dislikes, which you can't see anymore, Steve Berra had to run damage control and force a rematch, where Sean Hover would end up officially winning and getting the second round berth over Sean Davis. So far, this might be the most egregious illegal trick we've come across, and the skate gods along with the comment section of that battle made sure Sean Davis didn't advance in Battle at the Berrics as a result. Oh man, 5 more of these torturous 25% tricks. Consistent with having a cursed outcome on the offender, Chris Joslin's heel flip late flip resulted in a confusing situation at the Battle at the Berrics 11 championship match against Luan Oliveira. A stressful back and forth of Joslin missing 3 heel flip late flips and Luan finally landing the switch heel flip body varial somehow ended up with Joslin thinking it was his turn to set the trick on offense. For whatever reason, Joslin went for the heel flip late flip a 4th time and rolled away, then pulled an alpha male move and pointed at Steve Berra. But since it was the wrong trick and he needed to land Luan's switch heel body varial, it didn't count, and in the end he lost to Luan. Skate Mafia's Wes Kramer sold his soul for a victory against a Shad Ware in Season 6 Round 1 by recovering from a missed nollie pressure flip and landing it later for that match's death blow. Repeat offender of unforgivable flat ground indecency is Tomito Calipito's roly-poly-oly 180 whatever, which gave Mike Mo a second chance at life in Battle at the Berrics after Costin whooped that ass in the real match. Chris Roberts' Legion of Doom brought forth a switch front foot impossible that somehow snuck by as a make to give MJ letter K back in season 1. And the next season, Peter Raimondetta tried one against the Legion but failed. Billy Marks tried the fourth switch front foot impossible in season 12 before losing to Chris Cole. In season 6, Keelan Dad's last attempt on offense before losing to Chris Cole in round 1 was a switch varial double heel flip, and Chris Chan rolled away from this same fairly evil trick that would end Cole the following season. The last of the 25% success rate tricks is the least vile, and has been landed 3 times with 8 misses and 1 redo. The first switch frontside 360 kickflip attempt was a make, when Chris Cole landed the trick, got some respect applause from the McClung brothers, and gave Moose letter K, but lost that battle on a wild 360 big spin heel flip. Diego Najera is responsible for breathing life back into this trick in season 9, and proving its lethality in the finals against Michael Sommer by winning on a switch frontside 360 kickflip. The same trick would be invaluable for Diego in the championship battle against Mickey Papa, but it took 4 tries before the switch frontside 360 kickflip could be classified as a make, and poor Mickey had to attempt this death blow in front of a disrespectful crowd. Top 5. The 5th hardest trick at Battle at the Berrics, the frontside double kickflip, has a 22.22% success rate, made up of 6 misses, 1 redo, and only 2 successful attempts. Donovan Strain is the only skater to land a frontside double flip at Battle at the Berrics, dating all the way back to the first season. Buttery Donovan actually opened the battle against Sean Malto with a failed attempt at a frontside double flip, but would land it later to give Malto his first letter and end up winning that match. A similar situation in season 10 happened when Strain and Malto rematched, giving Sean letter S, but Donovan would end up losing that battle. In that same season, Seva tried this trick in the championship against Chris Joslin and suddenly wore 3 hats at once by skating, officiating the battle himself to relieve Mike Mo of his ref duties, missing the redo, then emceeing the event for Berra by snatching the mic and dropping the famous line.
No bullshit. That's right. That's how we do it here.
Even with his act of good faith, Seva would end up losing that match after Joslin decided to pressure and late flip him into submission. There was one other attempt by Moose in season 6 round 3 against PJ Ladd, but that would also be a miss, and ultimately a loss that led to PJ winning his second Battle at the Berrics title. Coming in at number 4 on the hardest trick list is Chris Joslin's soul-crushing switch frontside shove late flip, which has accrued 9 misses, 2 redos, and 3 successful attempts. Joslin's won 3 matches with this trick, first beating Nick Tucker at finals night in season 10, then winning the championship against Seva, and then one more time in season 11 when he beat fellow champ Cody Cepeda, and most likely ended their friendship after such a heinous betrayal of trust that only a switch frontside shove late flip can inflict. Third place among the hardest tricks in Battle at the Berrics history is P-Rod's nollie backside late flip, first appearing in the season 2 championship against Chris Cole as a failed attempt. With only one instance of being landed back in the season 6 finals, which gave P-Rod the W over Shane O'Neill for a championship berth, the remaining 5 misses equate to a 16.67% success rate for the nollie backside late flip. The second hardest trick at Battle at the Berrics is actually tied with the nollie backside late flip by having the same 5 misses to 1 make ratio and an overall 16.67% success rate, and it goes to the nollie tray double flip. In hindsight, it makes sense considering his signature SLS switch tray double flip, but Shane O'Neill is the only skater in Battle at the Berrics to land a nollie tray double flip, and it took place in his second round battle against Eric Costin during the 3rd season. The other 3 misses all took place in the first round of Season 7 by 2 different Joes. CJ Tamburino tried the nollie tray double flip once before losing to Moose, and Spencer Brown came really close on his second attempt in his eventual loss to Canadian king of flat ground Morgan Smith. The hardest trick at Battle at the Berrics is anticlimactically tied with the 2 aforementioned 16.67 percenters and has the same makeup of 1 land to 5 misses. So I'm going to dig 1 level deeper after this trick to find one that's been landed by at least 2 different skaters. The quest to land the first switch big double flip was started by Shane O'Neill back in Season 3, during the 3rd place battle against Tori Pudwill, right after both of these crazy landed a blizzard flip, aka backside 360 kickflip. The next attempt at the switch big spin double kickflip by Shane was during the Season 5 finals against Mike Moe, and this was after both of these sadistic each landed a switch tray double flip. The 3rd time Shane tried this trick, he landed it as a death blow against Mike Moe, but in the 3rd place battle of Season 6. Okay, so if you're thinking what I'm thinking, this list is a bit of a letdown since only 1 person landed each of these tricks, except for the switch front 3 kickflip. If we add 1 more requirement saying that at least 2 different skaters have had to have landed a low probability trick, the 2nd lowest ranking trick besides the switch frontside 360 kickflip is the fakie laser flip. PJ Ladd landed a fakie laser twice, first in Season 5 to give Mike Moe letter K and ultimately win the title. Aww. And second in the next season's championship, where he also gave letter K to Paul Rodriguez and won his 2nd ship. Eric Costin is the only other skater to land a fakie laser besides PJ in a Battle at the Berrics match, when he used it as a death blow against Morgan Smith in their Season 6 Round 2 battle. Nigel Houston tried a fakie laser twice in Season 7 against Mike Moe in the 2nd round battle but couldn't pull it off, and eventually lost on a pressure heel flip. Most evil trick. Some of these tricks are emotionally draining simply by mentioning their name, let alone watching them, but none of these come close to causing as much insomnia as Jocelyn's switch frontside shove late flip. Apart from being ugly and random, the switched shove late flip is filled with vile spirits that curse whoever gazes upon its wretched form. If you ever think you're about to see this trick go down, do yourself a favor and avert your gaze, leave the skate park, and call a priest immediately. All jokes aside, Sean Davis's pressure thing is pretty whack, but most of these are some tricks that might give you ideas for winning your local game of skate and enlighten you to some weak points that have caused frustration for Battle at the Berrics competitors. If you enjoyed this analysis of the 10 hardest tricks at Battle at the Berrics, be sure to check out some of the other number crunching vids on the channel. Thanks again for tuning in. Don't forget to subscribe to DumbData, click the notification bell to stay on top of new episodes, and drop a like if you enjoyed this breakdown. See you on the next Dumb episode.